As you board, please move across your car to make room for everyone, and kindly offer available seating to those needing special assistance. If you're standing, please hold on to the handrails and stay clear of the doors. They will be closing in a moment. Thank you.
Hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to a special bonus episode of Disney Assembled. It is Halloween night, 2023, October 31st, and Mimi and I thought you would enjoy a special extra bonus episode this week. On this episode, we're just simply going to replay a story that was told to us by Lynn Barron of the Sweep Spot podcast all the way back on episode 85 of Disney Assembled. This is a very creepy story about one of Lynn's experiences as a custodial cast member at the Disneyland Resort. So we're going to play that story for you right now. We hope you enjoy it. Well, we had a great Halloween. And until next time, see you real soon.
Do you have like a story from working in the park that you could tell us? Just like about a guest or like something funny that happened or like something with your coworkers sort of behind the scenes, just like entertain us.
Well, I don't know how familiar you are with hearing me on other shows or on our show, but I have a story that might be themed to Halloween since we're getting close to that.
Cool.
I always tell this on not every show, but I've told this a couple times on some other podcasts. But so when I was working there, I was a lead, which is I'm in charge of like an area and some cast members. And I was the last one there that night from my area. And I was heading back to the office to turn in my keys and my radio that I had for the day. And over the radio, they announced Disneyland is now clear to the hub. Mm-hmm. So they do like a sweep security. Then they announced Disneyland is now clear to Town Square. And then the next one would be Disneyland is now clear of all day guests. And then that's it. Everything's locked up and everything. So I heard them announce that Disneyland is clear of all day guests maybe 30 minutes before this incident happened. And I was walking across the hub there's a Plaza Inn restaurant. And then there's the entrance to Tomorrowland. And between those two things, there's like a gate that we go back to get back to the back area where I need to go. There's also a restroom right there. So remember that. There's a restroom right next to there. So I was walking across and this lady in a Victorian outfit and a younger, like a teenage girl was with her. And they approached me and they had these Victorian outfits, hats on, everything, and they spoke at the English accents. And they asked me, "Could we find a eating establishment?" And I was like, I said, "The park's been closed for a while now, and you're actually not supposed to be in here." And there she was I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry about the inconvenience. I'm like, and I'm trying to think, what do I do here? What's going on here? And I noticed that the girl had a balloon that was an old Disneyland balloon. It was just a colored balloon. It was red and it had a stamp on it. It was shaped like Mickey ears. And it just had this Disneyland stamp on it. And they have much fancier ones at that time. And I hadn't seen one like that in a long time. And so I'm observing all this and talking to them. And I see the security guard coming from the Matterhorn area towards the hub. And I waved him over. And he ran over there and I said, "These women," and I turned around and they were gone. And I said, "Did you see the women I was talking to?" And he goes, "No." He said, "When were you talking to them?" I said, "Just now." I said, "You didn't see him?" And he's like, "No." He said, "I saw you, but I said, "Man, maybe I'm just tired. I've been so." I said, "Well, I was just talking to him," and I told him real quick what happened. He said, "I'll go in the back area. You go down Main Street." So he got to the end. And I said, "Yeah, all the doors were shut. There's no one in the shops." And he said, "I didn't see anyone back there." And so I thought that was weird. Okay. So I just kind of blew it off and went home and thought about it a little bit, but then I forgot about it. Well, about I don't know, a few months later, I was sitting in the back talking to some other custodians, and they were all telling stories that this one lady was really in tune with like spiritual, like ghosts and things. And she was telling me these stories, and I told her about my story a little bit. And then she said, yeah, there's a restroom. She said, in this restroom over in Plaza Inn, by Plaza Inn, she said, there's, so I didn't tell her about, I just kind of told her I talked to some guests. I said a really short thing. And she said, yeah, but this restroom, I go in every night and I hear these two women speaking with English accents, but they're never in there. And I look and I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm starting to think, uh-oh. And so I mentioned it to her about this story, and she goes, you talked to him. You actually talked to him. And I said, no way. I said, is that possible? And she's like, yeah, and so
obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something
That's
else.
so cool.
That is weird.
Wait,
I think we had our first what the story.
No,
I asked for stories. We finally got one.
And I don't know what to believe. I don't know if I believe in that stuff or not, but that's just kind of what happened. And I have no other explanation. I've been thinking for years now. That's been, I don't know, it's been, it's 20 years, but yeah.
Well, like all you really know is that you definitely talked to two women wearing like kind of ridiculous clothing, not up to date clothing. And then they just vanished.
Well, they turned back
and like, that's it. Like
that. And then
that alone would be weird. Like this spooky ghost lady, like, okay, like I'm super into like that true crime, paranormal stuff. Like I'm like not the Long Island medium lady, but like the other ones, like ghost hunters. And like my mom and I used to watch this one with this like guy and this woman, and they like go into houses and like do exorcisms and stuff. Anyway, like I'm really into all that, and I'm like the first one to believe it, but like I'm always very skeptical, because it's like, are you actually in touch, or are you just like talking? But like the fact that, first of all, that her story lined up with yours.
That's the part that got me here.
Really weird. And
that's
then
crazy.
Just like, I don't know. It seems too coinecidal.
Well, that's a great story.
No, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean,
no problem.
I mean, wow. If next time we're in Disneyland, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go over there.
Stop! I totally will. I'll go talk to them. Like, hey,
you're gonna have your little
bestie.
You have, what did the Ghostbusters use, that thing that they catch the ghosts in? You're gonna have to bring that with you, or something.
Can I get one of those at Spirit Halloween?
That's weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, please collect your belongings, watch your head and step, and take small children by the hand.